Good evening to our esteemed viewers out there. You're welcome once again to Sports Orbit. My name is Afa Acho. Salifu Usman is also in studio with me. Salifu, welcome to Sports Orbit.
Thank you, Ashim.
On today's edition of the program, we'll begin straight on the home front. That's talking about the NPFL, where Kanemi's unbeaten run in the NPFL came to a halt following a 3-0 defeat to Shooting Stars of Ibadan on Sunday. Two first-half goals from Samuel Aya Rinde and Abubakar Aliyu gave Shooting Stars a commanding 2-0 lead, culminating in a 3-0 win over El Camino's Warriors, which recorded their first loss of the campaign. So finally for El Kanemi Warriors, now everybody has finally tasted defeat in the NPFL. Last weekend it was Rivers United, and it had to take just one more week for El Kanemi Warriors to also taste their own first defeat.
I was hoping that either between El Kanemi or Rivers United was starting to be the Bakus of last season. But unfortunately, I'm not able to even go near. But despite that, yes, I do my heart for El Kanemi. Going 10 match without because the Nigerian Premier League for me is not a small feat. So
Exactly.
Yes, it's a proof record, and I also commended the Shooting Star for finally end their unbeaten run and beating them. A team that has not lost this season. That is a motivation for El Kanemi because if you are going match unbeaten, you want to preserve that record. So you always encourage yourself to preserve. But for El Kanemi, for Shooting Star, putting their ass together and ensure that they trust them 2-0 is what commendable. But however, one thing that the Nigerian Premier League is begin to get interested, and the good stuff we are beginning to see fans coming to the zone. The fact that we can now guarantee that having a fair result to some extent, even though there are some pockets of complaint here and there.
All right, other matches went down. Also, let's take a look at some of the results.
And even you can see that Ikorodu City follow up the defeat of Rivers United last week and then travel away to Katsina and get a 2-1 win. So their second victory in the season.
Of course, other matches also saw the likes of Ikorodu City 2-1 over Katsina United coming from behind. Of course, Bendel Insurance, sweet victory it was for Kano Pillars in Benin over Bendel Insurance, and of course, Lobby Stars finally recording their first victory with a new man in charge. I don't really know. Some have called him technical advisor, so I don't even really understand the rules. But what we understand is that he's doing, he has done something well over Abia Warriors. Then, of course, Eyimba, Remo Stars, a barren draw in that one. Heartland, of course, continuing in their winning form. Yes, they're going to keep gradually getting the job done over a team like Sunshine Stars. Then, of course, Kwara United away to Nasra United 1-0. It was Niger Tornadoes winning Aqua United. Then Plateau United over Enugu Rangers 0-0 it was. Although I heard there were some issues that resulted from fan trouble in that match. Rivers United lost to Bielsa United, South Derby, then Shooting Stars, of course, 3-0 over El Kanemi. But of course, like I said earlier, the Plateau United game, I heard there were some cases of fan invasion of the pitch in that one. So I don't really know what. According to them, it was poor officiating from the referee.
That irritated the fans.
Exactly.
But these are some of the things we talk often. Even though there's a poor officiating from the referee, that is not enough for fans to invade the pitch. So the fans need to calm their cool.
Don't forget that if we are going to be doing this, don't forget that Plateau United will also play with Oleg in
Enugu. Yes.
So imagine that the fans, and we can remember what happened last season where clearly a referee decision went against Iba. But this season rather.
This season, yes.
This season. But the fans kept their cool.
It is Rangers have between Kano Pillars. And we say this here that the other fans need to meet what the Enugu fans has done. Yeah. But even though the officiating doesn't go your way, that doesn't give you a right or doesn't give you permission to invade the pitch. You don't have a right to enter the pitch. The pitch is for the problem. So if you have any school, if you are not satisfied with your official, there's a right channel to channel your complaint to. So, and I think the league management, if it is true, the league management needs to take action on this and to caution those fans. And even at the same time, the club, Elegbele, early this year, even last season, that they have found a way of dealing with this kind of situation that any fans But what they are doing, you feel you are doing your club favor. You are not doing your club any favor. Because if you found out, if they went to the investigation and found out that you are fined 40, your team will be deducted a point. So that means you have to be very conscious to support your team. If you are supporting your team, support them with wholeheartedly, not to put them in trouble.
Exactly. Very correct.
And if you look at the result we are seeing on the screen, it was a very fantastic result. And like I said earlier, we are beginning to see fair result in the Nigerian Premier League, unlike before, where it's always a home beat. You can imagine a club like River United losing at the home to Bayelsa United.
Exactly.
So it means that Ladambos is doing something well in Bayelsa United. Bayelsa, it is a back-to-back defeat for River United. Last weekend they lost to Ikorodu City 2-0, and they play at home again at the Amezamaka Stadium. They also lost one back-to-back. So Finidi George need to arrest this situation immediately. If not, if you can't lose 2 games straight, you lose away and you come home and you lose again. So I hope Finidi George need to arrest this situation on time. If not, that has also dropped them from the top of the table and given Remo Star to open some point ahead of them on top of the table. And then better insurance also suffer another defeat and cause of a goal from the penalty kick by the legend, the club legend player Rabiu Ali, and the former Super Eagles captain was quite excited. He celebrated that win on social media that is quite tremendous, and commended their fans for the support. Even commended those people who also come to the stadium to also watch him.
Definitely, exactly. All right, let's move on to other stories now. Where, of course, ahead of the AFCON 2025 qualifier between the Republic and Nigeria, who will be hosting Nigeria in Cote d'Ivoire, a couple of players, 10 players already have reportedly hit their camp ahead of that encounter. Of course, the 10 players are among the 26 unveiled by head coach Gennaro Rohr for the encounter against Nigeria. The Cheetahs will hope to replicate their 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifying feat against the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Of course, for the Republic, 10 players already in camp, but one might say since a lot of their players are not in Europe, so it's not surprising that they are camping early compared to, of course, a lot of Super Eagles stars were in action during this weekend. So by maybe from tomorrow, they will start gradually arriving. But for Benin Republic, no surprises. A lot of their players are not playing outside of Europe, so you expect
some of them are playing the first.
No, I mean, it's not too many of them, so you expect that at this moment, 10 of them in camp is not surprising.
Yeah. And at the same time, Gennaro is not too satisfied with losing that 3-0 in the first leg at the Akpabio Stadium 2 months ago. So it's not satisfied. So maybe he wanted to get a revenge, but I pray and I hope he will not going to see that. Maybe he's trying to urge his player to come to the camp and then to fortify his training and hoping that he will get a better result this time around. But I pray that Wabo and his technical crew will be able to get the result done again. We will need to achieve double against the Benin Republic.
Yeah, definitely.
Where the defeat in the World Cup qualifier, the 2-1 defeat in the World Cup for now, other is still hurting Nigeria, and we need to get over that. We shouldn't give Gennaro to smile, opportunity to smile against Nigeria again. And sometimes when I hear about African national team hosting their national competition in another country, it troubles me. It troubles me a lot.
Don't forget that even CAF president had also complained about that issue.
And I think they can't have a solution to end the situation if they really want to end. You hardly heard this. I may be wrong, but I've never heard it before. In Europe, where you have no matter how smaller than the European country is, they are going to play their national team, except for the security reason, or for security reason, they are playing in another nation. Even South America, you don't hear it. It's only in Africa that hear it. And I think if CAMP really want to this situation, if you don't have a playing pitch in your home country, it means you are not ready to participate in that country. They should just practically eliminate 12 countries that cannot boast in a stadium in a sovereign nation. Can't boast a single stadium to play a match. So such countries don't want to participate in African CAF competitions.
I agree with you completely. Of course, that match comes up later this week, and for the Super Eagles, a draw will be enough to seal a spot to
just 1 point from the remaining 2 matches.
All right, to other stories now, where ahead of CHAN 2025, 2 Nigerian referees have been selected by CAF to participate in pre-competition training and evaluation ahead of the tournament. The 2 officials are Kazim Abiola and Samuel Ikorodu Takam. The program is built to run from December 4th to 9th in Cairo, Egypt. The two Nigerian referees were selected to participate in pre-competition training and evaluation program for the 2025 African Championship. Well, good one if you ask me. I can't remember the last time where Nigerian referees were even drafted to even officiate in a CAF Champions League or CAF Confederations Cup match. But here for the CHAN, they'll be evaluated. But after this evaluation, it's yet to be seen if they will now be selected to fully officiate a couple of matches.
I think for the fact that their names appear on this training tournament is just to give them orientation of what to expect in the competition. But who obviously, and if you look at the referee, the guy is very young.
Yeah, he's a very young guy.
That is good, and maybe just like there was a time in Nigeria Football, the president of Nigeria Football Federation say that the main reason why they are not getting Nigerian referee get to officiate is about the age of the page, and at the same time, football have gone scientific, and you also need somebody who is very sound and learning. In terms of even IT, computer operator, computer, all these things, to be able to officiate, and instead that we are beginning to groom young referee, and from the age of at the age of 17, they now begin to have players to referee to start them referee at the age of 17, so we can have young referee to officiate in the to grow as they grow in the competition.
All right, let's move on now. Of course, where it's been revealed that Atlanta are set to offer Nigeria international Ademola Lookman a new contract. Of course, not surprising, his performances since joining the club have been very impressive, and of course, Atlanta feel that look, this is the right time to tie him down for another extension. You know, like people have said, at a point it looked like Atalanta was Ademola Lookman was almost finished. Don't forget that he had a stint at Leicester, who had to offload him, but somehow going to Italy with Atalanta, somehow suddenly his career took a complete turnaround, and of course, you know, one of the most highly rated stars in world football currently, on in prime position to win the CAF African Player of the Year. So for Atalanta, letting him go will not be a good idea at all.
And don't forget, he's the 14th best player in the world,
exactly,
according to the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
So, but one thing is that I think this is a time when Ademola himself needs to think well, as well as his agents, those who are managing, need to understand this idea of new contract. Because if you recall, at the early of this during the summer, there was a movie that he was almost likely moved to a PH.
Yeah.
And now, if you remember, based on what happened to Osimhen last season, Osimhen wanted to go, but somehow they convinced him to sign the contract. And we know how that contract prevents him from potential shooters, and other club, almost all the club who wanted to buy him during the summer could not afford him because of the release clause. So if they want to, if he have an idea based on, because he's currently one of the best players in the world at the moment, he's calling on, and several clubs are beginning to looking, even agent begin to look on the side. So if he have a plan to move from Atlanta to any club by the summer, he has to be very careful to hold on any contract negotiation for now, in my view. If he has a plan to move, but if he doesn't have a plan to move, if he wanted to spend the rest of his life for another 2 or 3 years in Atlanta, he can go ahead. But if he has a move to another, to go and find another challenge to any somewhere, he need to delay that negotiation till the end of to the end of this season, so that what befell on Osimhen should not fall into the same victim.
All right, we'll go on a quick break. When we return, Sport Orbit continues. Don't go nowhere. welcome back from that break. It's still sports orbit. Of course, now to the Turkish league where Nigeria's Victor Osimhen scored twice as Galatasaray won Samsunspor in a thrilling 3-2 encounter in the Turkish Super League on Sunday. The 25-year-old Nigerian settled the top of the table clash between Galatasaray and table toppers Samsunspor, unlikely league challengers. It took just 4 minutes to put his side ahead with a well-placed header planting Lucas Torreira's cross into the top corner to the delight of the fans. Of course, for Osimhen now, remember when he went to Galatasaray, huge reputation, took him a couple of games to get going, but Osimhen, whether you like it or not, this is a natural goal scorer, and once he gets going, it seems that he's become very, very unstoppable.
Obviously, if you not just scoring goal, if you see the kind of goal he is scoring, it's quite amazing. It takes a very natural, talented striker to score such goal. If you look at the head of the first goal, the boy, it's marvelous. But and one thing I'm so happy that he's a Nigerian. I'm so happy that he's a Nigerian. And one thing I'm so happy about him, I'm so happy for him that based on what he passed throughout the summer wahala that you are going here, you are not going here, and then you eventually have himself on unplanned destination. He never I moved it that you have a plan is going to Galatasaray. But unfortunately, they say whatever God has destined for you, you can't escape it. So you have to find this in Galatasaray. And I'm happy that he's doing well. Doing well now, even though some club who are long time about him campaign justify this price tag or this thing and now begin to have a team. The like obsession and all this and now begin to have a team. It was a mistake. I would have get him whatever it costs to get him. Now, so for us, I'm so happy, and then Conway is now 8 goals in 9 matches. So that's quite impressive. And very few strikers like that can already. And scoring, for me, I'm so happy with the way he's doing. And I hope that he's stay injury free throughout the season and maintain this score record until the end of the end of maybe probably we don't know what January transfer window may hold for him.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I will not be surprised if you see me move out of Galatasaray, and Galatasaray will not also be disappointed, although they don't have the option to buy him permanently. But the way he has become the prime asset for them now, but I don't know whether they are going to hold it. And if remember, he scored another 2 goals against Tottenham on Thursday. So that's impressive.
All right, to some UEFA Nations League, of course, which resumes this week. Of course, security has been beefed up for the match against France versus Israel. A high police presence will be activated for that encounter. Recall that just last week, of course, Ajax and Maccabi Haifa in that game, there were some incidences where some Israeli fans were attacked, and it became almost a very serious issue. So as a result of that, to prevent that from reoccurring, there's going to be a high level of security presence as Israel takes on France in that match really on Thursday in the UEFA Nations League. Of course, it's not far-fetched. The crisis between Israeli and Palestinians has really affected them in most parts of Europe where they've come under attack, their fans. So France are already, preparing ahead of that to prevent a recurrence of what happened in Amsterdam.
The France government need to prepare seriously because a whole lot of eyes will be on them. And at the same time, if you look at the French, most of them are sympathized to Palestine. And France has a high, I think, a sizable number of population who are in support of the Palestine. And based on the crisis between Palestine and Israel. So if you go more defenses, even the players, the life of the players is also at risk. And it's good that the France government is taking a dimension to forestall this kind of any untold issue that may happen. They need to be able to support and hope that the game will come out smoothly without any incidents.
All right, let's go straight to the EPL now, where of course Arsenal played out a 1-1 draw against Chelsea, making in a truly encounter yesterday at Stamford Bridge. Of course, with that result, Liverpool has only helped Liverpool to extend the gap in the EPL in that one. Interesting encounter it was. What no surprises in that one because watching that game, I really didn't see a clear winner emerging. 1-1 it was. Don't forget that last weekend also Chelsea against United also ended same result in that one. But of course, advantage Liverpool. Man City also losing this weekend again. Let's take a look at our EP results as we look. But Salifu, of course, the star match clearly that London derby, all important. Arsenal versus Chelsea in that one. Interesting game it was, but all square it was for me. I felt it was an evenly balanced game.
Yes, you watching from a neutral ground.
No, definitely,
yes, watching from the neutral ground, it is very, very interesting. Yes, very interesting, and both Arsenal fans and Chelsea fans. Yes, everybody will think well. Will be levelly satisfied. So we'll get at least we'll pick a point, not losing not losing. But Arsenal fans are also feel disappointed that they are not just not looking at that result. They are not looking at the gap that is already being widening and widening and widening. Now Liverpool has gone up. So for Arsenal, Chelsea are now on the same point, 19 points. I think Arsenal is ahead of Chelsea. Arsenal is third.
So Chelsea are third.
Chelsea is third. Okay, Chelsea is third. Arsenal is fourth on the same 19 points, and all of them 9 points behind Liverpool.
Yeah.
And just like you said earlier, why others those clubs are dropping points, Liverpool is benefiting from this because they are winning their own matches. And now Liverpool has gone ahead 5 points ahead of Man City, 9 points ahead of Arsenal. So it takes Arsenal and Chelsea for them to catch up with the title race. They need to at least pray that Liverpool drop 3 matches and widely win their matches. And the same go to Man City. It will require Liverpool to drop 2 matches and why Man City also win their one. And don't forget that Man City has that's why you said it last week that every team has their difficult moment.
No, definitely.
And we are beginning to see
all big teams.
No matter how you are, we are beginning to see that difficult moment for Man City. 4 games without a win. 4 games without not even a draw. 4 straight defeats.
Exactly. I mean, clearly this happened, and for Guardiola, when he was even asked, he really didn't have an answer to that, and he said it's football, and it happens. It's until when it starts happening that you announce some Man City fans are beginning to. No matter how long it happened to United, enjoy success for a long time, happened to Liverpool at a point. Even Madrid, there was a point where Madrid couldn't go past the first round of the Champions League. For many years, they couldn't win the league. It happens to Barcelona. So when it starts happening to club, it shouldn't be something of a surprise. You can't be on top forever. These things happen in football.
Yes,
no matter the kind of players you have, no matter who is the coach at that time.
No matter the kind of player,
exactly.
No matter the kind of coach, no matter whatever happens, it's naturally. Yeah. It's natural that it's natural. It will happen. And but just say, Guardiola have no answer to you, but he has to say your claim is say people are praying for Man City to fall down. It's not people praying for you to fall down. It's about what? It's about you. And sometimes even no matter how fast I got, there's a tendency even in human life, they say that diminishing return set in, and we are beginning to see that. We hope that you'll be able to arrange this situation. It's still not yet over for him. He still have his chance to compete for this title. Just 5 points. What does now that they are even almost 9 points behind the table topper. So it's not yet a role for Liverpool that is topping the table at the moment. 9 points. So anything can still happen. And just looking at the table, Liverpool is leading just with 9 points. 5 points ahead of Man City, who is the company. And between Man City and Chelsea, Arsenal is 4 points. Not including Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest is also
Nottingham Forest, Brighton.
Almost four
teams are all on 9 points. You see,
all on 9 points.
Exactly. So of course, other results also. Don't forget that Tottenham also.
Surprised against that have not winning any matches.
Winning 3-1, I think, against Tottenham.
And not just even winning, they win at Tottenham home.
Yeah, that's quite surprising. That's what we're saying here at White Hart Lane. Of course, other results: Brentford back to winning race over at Bournemouth. Crystal Palace lost to Fulham in that one. West Ham, drew with Everton. Wolverhampton 2-0 over Southampton. Brighton and Hove surprising City 2-1. It was Liverpool continued in their regional form. Of course, United sending off Van Nistelrooy in another fantastic way. 3-0 it was over Leicester City. Nottingham Forest losing to Newcastle United at home. Then, of course, Tottenham, like you said, of course, that Nottingham results not too surprising. But Nottingham Forest looks like they've been doing a bit well, but losing that one 3-1 to Newcastle at home.
Yeah, fantastic result. But to me, the most impressive. I'm not the Man U fan, but the most I'm so excited that Man U won that match 3-0. I'm so excited simply because of Van Nistelrooy.
Yeah.
Because okay, let me also put to you: does it mean Manchester United were too hasty in taking decision in going for Ruben Amorim?
No, I don't
Because
think.
for what you see, four matches without a defeat, 3 win, 1 draw.
No, it might not
And
be.
those fantastic for the first time, not just winning, the level, the numbers of goals
Yeah.
that Manchester United has scored under Van Nistelrooy. I've said maybe if they have allowed Van Nistelrooy for a little time, maybe something that he would have do something better.
No, for me, I don't think Stuhe. For me, I think the board saw that Amorim is a more experienced and accomplished coach. You know, Van Nistelrooy has a contract as an assistant manager, which he will still stay on in the next.
That all depends on Amorim.
No, of course, a Twitter post today by Amorim, he said when he comes in, he said it depends on what Van Nistelrooy wants, that he's going to speak with him, so it depends on him. So Amorim has made it clear that he's someone that he would like to work with. So, and both of them are young managers, have a philosophy of football. And of course, the people have complained that, for Ten Hag, not like he was a bad coach, but people complain about his being too rigid. He's not being too rigid and not, making because like yesterday, clearly, Dalot and Rashford were not playing well, and Van Nistelrooy did not, and I was happy with that. He did not hesitate, but during ETH time, you see a Rashford not playing well, but some coaches once they have affinities of such a player, they leave you on till it gets to a point. When immediately he noticed that Dalot and Rashford were not doing, he didn't hesitate and called for a change and pulled them out and injected new blood, and the third goal came in. So sometimes coaching is not much about too much tactics. Sometimes you just read the game and know that you just need to do a few changes here. And I mean, congratulations to him. Played 4 matches for United, won 3, drew 1, conceded 3 goals, and scored 11 goals, which in the whole of the season United haven't been able to score.
But the beauty is that either he will be willing to work with Amorim or not willing to work, or exactly to move it. But the most important thing, that has also enriched his CV.
No, definitely.
That's
definitely.
And whoever may not have not looked in his way before, for these 4 matches that he handled for Man United, to me, even Man United fans are quite satisfied with that. That also enriched his CV and what a fantastic way. If I thought it's going to end his stay at the Man U, to me, it's the best way. It's a fantastic way of any relationship with my. If I thought it's going to end, but if he decided to work with Amorim, then so be. But one thing I'm not going to be too comfortable with that. Either is going to like to take that option to stay or not to stay. Is I pray both of them, just like you say, will have understanding, and the ego not going to play.
There won't be ego. Clearly, Amorim is head coach. You are an assistant coach, so there's no case of ego.
But remember that sometimes coaches will want to come with their own staff.
No, not like
at the same time, Amorim if he come now.
No, in
with
his
the own staff, I wanted to demote him to a second coach.
In situation, like I said,
in
in his situation, Amorim has stated it clearly. Of course, United brought him. In fact, one of the conditions for him coming was coming with his whole backroom staff. According to Amorim, since he started coaching at a lower division for the past 5 years, all these boys have been with him. But Van Nistelrooy has a different contract as an assistant manager. So Amorim said today that it depends on if Ruud, he said for him, he would like him to stay because it will be like a perfect connection between him and the boys being a United legend. So for him, he would like to stay, but he said he would like to speak with him first. And of course, Van Nistelrooy last week made it clear that the only club where he will be ready to be as an assistant is United. So he has made it clear that I'm ready to work with Amorim. But I mean, good, fantastic for him, which will be a good learning process for him.
Yeah.
All right. That's that on our package of today's edition of Sports Orbit. So Super Eagles will be in action when is that again? I think during the weekend or
the match is on Thursday.
On Thursday, yeah, on Thursday. Of course, we'll be here to give you a complete preview of that match on Sports Orbit on Thursday. So do join us back then. Thank you for being in the studio once again. Until we come your way on Thursday, do have a wonderful time. My name is Afa Cho, and it's bye for now.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.